Skawo. Oh yeah, Mario time. Yeah. Let's go. Oh yeah, Mario time! Yeah! Let's go! Let's go. Oh, yeah! Yeah!
What? What?
Let's go! Yeah! What?